Verbally Effective, your double E, Ina Esco here. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to the Verbally Effective podcast. You guys know you can get the podcast on all streaming platforms. And now we have the YouTube channel. That's right. Subscribe today on the Ina Esco YouTube channel. That's ENAESCO, because you got to see this pretty lady that's on the pod with me today. You got to see the visuals. It's all about visuals today. I have with me on the pod interior stylist and blogger, and oh yeah, she's a doctor as well, and she's in the New York Institute of Design right now. I'm talking about Laquita Tate. How you doing, lady?
Hey, Miss Ina, I'm good. How are you?
I am wonderful. Good to see you on the Zoom because I haven't seen you in person in so long. How's it going?
I know. It's going well. It's good to see you as well.
Yes. Well, you know, we kind of talked a while back at a wedding about you coming on the podcast, and you had so much things in the making at that time. And, you know, just following you on social media, you know, I could tell that you were all about, you know, designing spaces and creating wonderful visuals. And also you are like a stellar soror with the ladies of Delta Sigma Theta, because they love you, baby. Every time I mention you or in a picture with you, that's like, that's my Sarah. I say, okay. So you are well loved and very creative around the city of Memphis. So let's start at the beginning. What part of Memphis are you from?
I'm born and raised in North Memphis, Chelsea and Lambert.
Okay.
All day. Yes, ma'am. But now, of course, I live in Bartlett.
Okay. No, but let's go back. Tell me about growing up on Chelsea and Lambert, though.
So Chelsea and Lambert, it was just nothing but love. My cousins lived a couple of, either next door or a couple of doors down. So it was always us just kind of hanging out with very close-knit family, mom, dad, my sisters, just everybody, my grandma. We stayed with my grandmother at the time. And so, of course, my mom got married, then we moved to Raleigh. But just growing up, it was just a great childhood, just being able to walk to the corner store, get my pickle and my peppermint stick,
Yes.
you know, my Chico sticks, but hanging out with my cousins. My cousins are actually my mom's first cousins. They're my second cousins, but we're around the same age. So we were very close and hung out. And so we're still just as close even today.
Are you an only child?
Oh, no, I'm the old. Well, so with my mom, I'm the oldest.
Okay.
It's a long story. It's a nice little blended family. But with my mom and the girls I was raised with, I have two sisters up under me. I actually have three under me, but by my mom, I have two.
Okay. Yeah. So, but you
And
hung out with your cousins. You hung out with your cousins.
Oh, yeah, because my sisters, my sister that's next to me, she's 6 years younger than me. And so my other sister, we're 13 years apart. And then my other sister's my son's age. So,
yes.
So my cousins are all my age. So I hung out with them growing up. Because my sister's just too young to hang out with.
I got you. But you know, when you get a little older, you start to gel better with those younger siblings sometimes.
Yeah. Well, then also, so I have kids that are grown now. I was a teenage pregnant mom. So yeah, I had my first son at 17. And my second son right before I turned 19. So my sisters were very instrumental in helping me with the children because, of course, they were growing up, and then you need babysitters. Got to end up being in school, so they definitely were there as a helpmeet for me and Nate, for my husband and I. So yeah, and we were close. We're close though. I'm very close to my sisters, even though my two younger sisters now have kids, and so my nephew and niece, I also love them. But I have brothers as well, but that's on another side of my family.
Gotcha.
That's why I say it's a nice little blended family.
It is.
Nice blended family, but I love them all and I'm close with them, whether we have the same mom and dad or not. You know, they're part of me, and I'm big on that unity. I don't like to be having issues with my siblings. I don't like when they have issues. Like I'm the one that's trying to mend everybody back together. But I am the oldest except for my brother. I have one brother that's older than me. Everybody else is younger. And so they talk to me, they look up to me. I do try to be a role model and set a good example for them. Yes, and then my boys, of course, they definitely motivated me to continue school. And when I mean motivated, not saying, Mama, you can do it, but just because I didn't want to be another statistic. And here you is, another Black girl who's a teenage mom, pregnant. Gotcha. Oh my goodness, she's not going to make it in life. I was dispelling all of that. And I wanted my boys to see what can happen regardless to what, and it wasn't a mistake. So, because I would never say that, by doing things, your path being different from what maybe your parents wanted it to be.
Right.
Whatever you decide to do, you just got to continue going and pushing forward and making it happen. So they were definitely motivators in that aspect.
Gotcha. Now, while you were in high school, you attended the Central.
The high school. So just imagine Central. So you know anything about Central? Here I am, pregnant at Central. Only pregnant girl at Central. And so I went there 10th and 12th grade. So 11th grade, I went to Northside because Northside had a daycare. And I was trying to be back with my best friends. All of them, it's really, we have so many funny stories, but like, I went to Fraser Junior High School. That's actually where I met my husband. I went to Fraser Junior High School. It's 4 of us that became friends in middle school. We went there 7th, 8th, and 9th grade. One of them left and went to Northside. I went to the high school, and 2 of them stayed at Fraser for 10th grade. 11th grade, all of us went to Northside together. And 2 of us had a child at that time. Both of us, you know, had 2 weeks apart. Our kids are 2 weeks apart. So they had a daycare. And I wanted, you know, my son to be close to me, new mom, teenage mom, didn't know what I was doing, trying to figure it out. So we all went to Northside 11th grade year. 12th grade year, I went back to the high school because that's where I wanted to graduate from. The 2 that was at Fraser in 10th, they went back to graduate from Fraser, and the 1 that went to Northside in 10th graduated from Northside.
Wow, a lot going on, but it sounds to me like, you know, you had a solid foundation, a great support system, and you're even, you know, still with your sweetheart from middle school, right?
Yeah, he was a little bit older.
Okay.
So we actually started dating when I was in the 9th grade. And hey, pretty much been stuck together like glue since then. Of course, you know, we had some breaks here and there throughout, you know, the dating scene, growing up, still young, having kids young, but we made it through. We've been married since I was 21.
Wow. That's a really beautiful love story right there. And, you know, I know it was probably hard for you trying to dispel those rumors, you know, as a high school teenager, but you did it, and you've, like, you know, succeeded on so many levels. So tell me, you know, once you graduated high school, what was next? Even having, you know, a small child in the picture, you know.
2. I had 2 then.
You had
so
2.
I graduated from high school. So I had my son, my baby. He's 25 now. I had him on May 5th. I graduated high school May 31st. And say I graduated, I was 18, but I turned 19 like the next day. June 1st is my birthday, so I turned 19. So I had 2 kids pretty much by the time I graduated from high school.
Okay.
But I knew I wanted to go to school, and I knew, you know, I knew what I wanted. So my grandmother used to work at VA hospital, and I was crazy about my grandmother. I was the oldest. And my grandmother and my mom both were teenage moms. So my grandmother had my mom at 13. My mom had me at 15. And then I had my first child at 17. So I also had something to prove to them, you know, that, you know, I just had something to prove, because of course that's not, being a teenage mom is not something that they would have wanted for their daughter or for their grandchild because of what they had already experienced. But I knew I wanted to go to college, and I knew I didn't want to sit it out and wait too long. I set out 1 year just so we could figure some things out. And then I enrolled at the University of Memphis. And since my grandmother worked at VA, I liked medicine just because of her. I didn't know anything about medicine, but I wanted to be a physical therapist just because my grandmother worked at the hospital. And so that's what I went to school for initially, was to be a physical therapist. And when I took that biology course, I said, I don't
You're like, this not me right here, honey.
This is not what I want. But I had no roadmap at that point. I didn't really know what I wanted to do. Of course, having kids, I don't know. I can't recall a guidance counselor sitting down, going over my choices with me. You know, once I get out of school, I don't recall that. And I don't know if that was because I had 2 kids and they looked like, you know, really, what is she going to make? They didn't say that. Nobody ever said that to me. At least they didn't. I have people that have said that, but it wasn't really. Oh yeah, that I wasn't gonna, you know, I was gonna be a dropout. I wasn't gonna make it.
To
Oh,
your
yeah.
face, they told you this? Was it
Yeah, and
family members or just people in
yeah,
general?
yeah.
Oh,
It was family members, yeah,
okay.
when I was younger, you know, and
Yeah.
that's because of their own experience.
How they like you now, though? How they like you now?
Right.
Okay.
They're extremely proud of me. People are extremely proud of me. And I, you know, so, but I've never been the type of person that listen to what people say or say to me. Like, I know my abilities and I know what I want to accomplish in life. So I don't allow the naysayers to stop me in my tracks. That just gives me more fuel to make it happen. And I rise to the occasion. So I knew I wanted to go to college. So I sat out that year, talked to Nate. We worked out a plan. Of course, I had my sisters that were able to assist as well. So I went to school. I worked part-time and I was able to go to school full-time. And I mean, it just worked out. So I changed my major when I realized physical therapy, biology just wasn't for me. And so I had to figure out what it is I wanted to do. And I've always loved kids and I've always loved learning and education. And so I decided I wanted to be an educator. I wanted to be a teacher. So that's what I end up enrolling into those educational courses so I can get my degree in education. Of course, while there undergrad, I pledged.
Yes.
That's another lifelong friend.
Yes. Now, why did you choose Delta Sigma Theta?
Honestly, there was no other choice. Absolutely love everybody else's sorority. Like me and you are real cool and close and you're AK, and I got other really close friends that are AKAs or even aspire to be AKs, but and otherwise, I can call some of my employees now, Zeta, Sigma Rose, all that, and I love everybody. But for me, Delta just was the epitome of an organization that I wanted to take a part in. I worked around other Deltas. Actually, I worked around other people who were from the same chapter, who ended up being my profile, like they were one line before me. And I liked the way they presented themselves. I liked the way that they always promoted and talked about the sororities and Delta and all the things that they were doing and they were about. And I learned about all of them, but there was just something about Delta that I can't get my words out. It stood out to me that said, this is what I want to be a part of. And there was no other choice for me. And it has been glorious ever since. Like, I absolutely adore my line sisters. We're extremely close. I mean, me and my back, I'm 13, she's 14. Like, we road trip, we go out of town. All of us have been out of town together. We all support each other. After my line sister just got married last Saturday, I believe.
Wow.
And shoot, it seemed like half of them was in her wedding.
Yeah.
Her wedding, but we're just extremely close. Even our neos and profiles, we can call on each other. This chapter, and I can't speak about other chapters. I would hope other chapters are just as close, but my chapter, we're all close, and we all, like my since my neo is Brandy Evans from P Valley. Mm-hmm. So we all support her, watch the show, you know, root for her, you know, all of those things, and still just, you know, supporting each other. So that's what I love about this organization.
Yeah. And see, you pledged the year I pledged, spring 99. We both pledged spring 99. I was at Lemoyne, you was at Memphis. And, you know, I mean, those experiences and those times back then, pledging in 99, do you hear me?
Yeah.
Right. Most memorable times of our lives. And when I look at some of the Greeks today, I'm like, what has changed so much? Why has things changed? Like, I don't think they're getting the experience that I got.
Right. I would agree with you on that. And I do have to say, I'm so thankful to my support system because, again, I was in school, had 2 kids, and married at this point when I pledged. And so I'm thankful to one of my profiles who I worked with at the time, calling my husband and telling him what exactly my experience, like I was going to be taken away from the house for a length of time. Like I was going to have to be at the house doing, you know, participating in this process. So she just was letting him know ahead of time so he would be well prepared. And he was, and he supported me even to the point where once we crossed, that afternoon, he gave me a surprise dinner with my closest friends. Like, he just has always supported me in whatever I wanted to do. And I know it hadn't been easy. I know for a fact, because we talked about it, it hadn't always been easy on him. Because even as an educator, especially once I got in leadership, it took me away from home even more because I'm working at the school, longer hours, you know. And so we talked about it, and I had to get my priorities together. Because sometimes when you are trying to be a businesswoman, trying to be about work, a career woman, you sometimes it's hard to, you can't balance it because something is going to take precedence of the other.
That's
and
true.
So, you know, but once I got my mind right, I'm like, okay, I got my mind right. Okay, let me figure out how I could do this better. And, you know, it's just kind of like a juggling act at times, just try to figure out what needs to take priority.
Right.
But we made it work, so.
Y'all made it work, baby. Now,
Yes,
did you pursue your PhD right after undergrad, or was it much later?
It was not much later. So yeah, it seemed like I've been in school forever. So I did finish undergrad. Now I did sit out maybe 2 years after I got my bachelor's.
Okay.
I maybe sat out 1 or 2 years, and then I went and got my master's at Cumberland University. And then I went and started working on my doctorate. Shortly after that, while I was working on my doctorate, though, I decided to go to also enroll at CBU to be an administrator. Because at that point, I was an instruction facilitator, and I wanted to be an assistant principal and possibly a principal. So I needed to get my admin license. So while I went to Capella University to get my PhD. So while I was in that coursework, I did decide to take a break from it so I could do the fast track program at Christian Brothers. And that program was 1.5 years. So I did take a break. I was still in school, but I took a break from the PhD to pursue and get my admin license. As soon as I got my admin license, I picked my PhD back up. And so I've had my PhD now. This is going on my 4th year because I got it in 2016. So yeah, this is 4 years now. Yeah.
Wow. I mean, you've been on the grind, like you have been on the grind. Okay, yes, so that's leadership, schooling, education. Let's talk about how you got interested in this world of design. How did this all come about, Laquita?
Yeah, so again, because I'm so used to being in school, once I finished with my PhD, I had all this extra time on my hands, and I didn't know what to do with. And I've always loved design. I've always loved like looking at home decor, browsing the stores for different type of home accessories and putting them together, even in my own home. Like, so I always loved that, and you know, spend hours looking on Pinterest, pinning things and saying, oh, if this was my place, it just in my head, if I had this space, I would do this, I would do that. Nothing about me trying to be an interior designer at that time. This just throughout life, you know, and then being a homeowner, you know, you just like, oh, I want to make my house look nice, putting colors together. So I've always enjoyed that. But not until I finished my PhD and had extra time, I'm like, okay, what else do I want to do in this life? You know, like I need to add anything else, because here I am, a principal at this point, and opening up a brand new school.
Wow.
All of this happening at the same time. I'm like, but it kept being on me. So when something is on me heavy and I wake up and I still thinking about it, I go to sleep, it's still on my mind, I'm taking notes, then I know it's something that I need to at least try to pursue. And so that's what it was with interior design. It just kept being on me, interior design, interior stylist, home decorator. Like I just kept seeing it. It was popping up on my feed. I was following some different interior designers. And I'm just like, you know what? This is what I want to do. I want to do this. I want to be an entrepreneur. I want to go in business for myself. And so I sought out a mentor here in Memphis who's a beautiful, beautiful person, beautiful interior designer. Sought her out. We had brunch. I laid it all out for her. Told her she was gonna be my mentor.
So she's gonna be your mentor, baby.
Yep, she knows she stuck with me at this point. But we had started having conversation, had become friends once I talked to her about it, and she was like, "Go for it. What you waiting on? Go and start your business." So she gave me that extra motivation to go ahead and start and stop thinking, well, I don't have schooling behind me. I've never been in school for interior design. She was like, just do it. And so that's when I launched my business on October the 21st of 2019.
Wow.
And so what's been great about it too is because for the new school that I'm at now, brand new building, 21st Century School, just opened August the 31st, I was able to pick out all of the furniture, all of the colors.
Oh, you designed it.
Yeah. So like I didn't do the floor plan. The floor plan wasn't me. That was the architect.
You say that's not my flow right there, y'all. Everything right. That's not my flow. Okay.
I made it pretty. I made it very pretty. So yeah, so that was a unique situation because here you got an interior designer who's also a principal, and they're at a school that needs the inside to be designed.
Yeah.
So it was a lot of work. Trust me, it was a whole lot of work, but it was fun. And I learned a lot in the process because the best teachers experience.
Yes.
And so I didn't always get everything right, but if you see that building,
Mm-hmm.
you know that somebody has some special hands laid.
Okay, I gotta go stop by Alfie, honey.
Come by and see us. Yes. But yeah, it's a
Wow.
very nice building, and it's designed really, really well.
Wow, that's
The
amazing.
kids gonna love it. Yeah.
Now you've been in with your business for a year now. Tell me about some of the challenges, maybe some of the top challenges you face entering in this world of design.
So my biggest challenge, one was just myself, that imposter syndrome. Like, am I really good enough for this? I don't have the degree. I don't have the certification. I don't have all the knowledge. And then I came about and COVID hit. So my business started in October, COVID hit in March. I had all these grand plans of going to all these different markets. Like, there's so many markets for interior design where you can touch and feel the actual fabrics and talk to different trades people, and like learn different behind the scenes of this business, listen to different panelists talking about interior design. I thought I was going to be able to experience that in this year. But of course, Mr. COVID came and disrupted everybody's life.
Now, you're the first person I've heard reference COVID as a Mr. Everybody's like Miss Rona. Now you Mr. COVID. Okay, I like that.
Mr. COVID, exactly. He the one messed up.
Right, girl. Look, I don't even want to get started on
We fix stuff.
Mr.
Mrs.
COVID.
fix things. Mrs. fix things. Miss
Okay.
Rona should fix stuff.
Right, Mr. COVID just came and turned up, huh?
I mean, just tore us up. So I was expecting that. I also thought when COVID hit that my business, I wouldn't get biz. I'm like, people are not going to be paying for this service, but the opposite happened. Like, people were at home. We've been at home for months. And so people are able to see you, especially you're working from home. So you're working in a space, you're like, this is not conducive to me, for me to be able to do what I need to do for work. So people now want their spaces in their home to actually be a work from home space that looks appealing and somewhere that they would actually want to work, or they're going in their bedroom because they want to turn off for the day. And I'm like, this bedroom is boring, it's bland. I need more. So my business actually picked up during this time, and it hasn't stopped. What I thought would be a challenge, it hasn't been a challenge. The only challenge is in myself, feeling like I didn't have the knowledge to really do the business the way it needs to be done. So I want to change that. So if it's on me again, I change it. So I have enrolled in school now. So I can get those credentials, and I won't have that, that little doubt that kicks in sometimes. So I did, even though I will always do what it is I feel like I should do, there's still doubt that comes with any of these roles.
Yeah, right. I understand about those doubts. But then when you do it and just get into it, everything comes together.
Yes, absolutely. And then one thing, so in the beginning, of course, I was designing my home. When I first got started designing my home, then some friends reached out to me. I've done this, like a room in their home and things of that nature. That's what gave me the confidence, saying, oh yeah, I can do this. And then with my mentor saying, go and start your business. Go, I'm going to be here with you. Go on and get it done. And so with those experiences, it gave me the confidence and a push to get it done. And then just learning as I go, like I said, experience is the best teacher. So just learning as I go, and then just pushing down whatever challenges that come, because everything's going to come with its own set of challenges, but you got to just push that down and just get it done,
Yes,
and like you said, once you do it, how you feel about it afterwards, it's bliss.
Mm-hmm. So Laquita, what does your dream design job look like?
Dream. So what would be a dream for me is a blank slate, like maybe a new build, and I'm coming in and I'm redoing every space. Like, I love the styling part of it. I like putting it all together. I like when the homeowners come in and they see their space for the first time and they like, oh, wow, like I've never thought about putting these things together. Because some people see my home and they're like, I never thought you can mix those patterns like that. I never thought about that color with that color. Oh, I never thought about doing an all black room because my living room is all black. And so people be surprised that these things work together. They're surprised that these things work together. So my dream job is just a blank slate, because most of the people whose homes I'm doing are spaces, of course, we want them to live in it because you want them to get a feel of what they want, but it's some of the stuff is already furnished and they like, well, I want to keep this, but you can work around this. Like I want it to be an empty room and I can come and or empty home, and I can come and just put my touch on each space in the house, of course, with the homeowner in mind. Like, of course, I want them to tell me what they like, what they don't like, colors, aesthetics. We'll go through a whole questionnaire. I spend time with them, hours with them, to kind of get a feel for who they are. If they got children, if it's a single mom or it's just a bachelor pad. So I want to get a feel for it, if it's a loft or if it's a house. So I need to get a feel for how they live, how they function in their space. And then I go from there. But that is a dream for me. A new build, modern, and then I'm able to come in and put layers in it. And that's what I like. I do layers. I love mixing prints. So it can be a cheetah print with a chevron, if that's where I want to go with it. So something like that, different. I like textures. I like things that look 3D. So it might be a pillow that you can actually feel the fabric on. So I like things of that nature. So definitely a blank slate. Just let me come in and do what I do.
I know, right? And with you being in, design school right now out of New York virtually, what does design school look like virtually? What kind of classes do you take? Like, how is that going for you right now?
Yeah, so I enrolled in New York Institute of Art and Design, and it is a self-paced course. So it has several modules, and within those modules, it has several lessons. It has quizzes that I have to take after I learn things. So it's like color theory, space planning. So it has all those things. It's the history of colors. So I have to learn when it goes back in time, when the first color came about, or who tried this first. So I'm learning those things. And so that's really fun, learning the real definition of what interior design is, who tried their first hand at interior design, like how that word and that career even came about in the world. So it just looks like you developing your plan. So I know what my classes are, and I actually sit down and say, okay, I'm gonna spend, how much time do I need or have today? I'm gonna spend this amount of time on my schoolwork. I take a quiz, and right now I got an A-. So
that's good.
That's based on a quiz, but so it's just really putting the time for the courses in your day-to-day schedule, or even if I don't do it every day, if I do it every other day, just making sure that I set time aside to get it done. And it's an 18-month program, and I'm trying my best to get it done within 6 months. So that does mean sometimes doubling up on some of my lessons, or like Saturday and Sunday where I may have 2, 3, 4 hours, I can sit and just read through my lessons. It's projects that I have to turn in as well. I have a mentor within the program, and I can call them for any questions I have, or just to discuss some things. So that's how this program is set up. And I like that it's self-paced, because that's good for me with juggling being a principal as well as an interior designer.
Wow. Now, will you have to visit the school in the future, or are you planning?
They haven't. So yeah, I had to do that for Capella when I did my PhD, because my PhD too was long distance. And I did that with Capella because at the time my boys were younger and I wanted to be home with them. They boys.
Yeah.
I know. You understand.
Yes, I do.
So I wanted to be at home. So I have that. I do have discipline when it's time for me to buckle down and get my schoolwork done. So I do have that. They haven't said that I have to come yet, but I would, like, once I get my certification, I wouldn't mind visiting. Because that's how it was with my PhD. When I walked, I wanted to graduate. So I went to Minneapolis, because that's where it was at, Minnesota. And the school actually was just a building, like it wasn't a real campus. And like we would for Memphis or like Lemoyne. It was in a building, they had like a suite. So I actually went by, took a picture in front of the sign,
Yeah. Yeah.
But I wanted to walk, and my oldest son was able to go with me, and I wanted him to experience that and see that, he and my husband. So want to say it was his first time actually on a plane at that point.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because we take a lot of road trips, but them tickets for them planes get expensive.
Yes, ma'am. Look, I don't think nowadays they too cheap, but
right now everybody can go. Yeah, but I wanted him to be there. So yeah, so that's I don't know if they'll ask us to come, but I'm willing.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
So after design school is over, I know you're going to take your business to another level. Laquita, you would have already learned, the entire history of interior design. It kind of reminds me of, remember the movie The Devil Wears Prada? When she told the girl, when she was like, it's just blue. And she was like, do you know what you're talking about? This is such and such blue. And then I was like, wow, it's really deep when you learn about the whole world, right?
Yes, it's completely different. Then you got to think about the other colors that lives within that paint color. Is this gray more on this side, or is it on this side? How does it look compared to the light in that room? How does it look with the furniture in the room? So you got to think about all of that color theory with space planning. All of it plays a role in the exact color, how dark it is, how light it is, does it have more blue tint in this, and so forth. So you actually got to play around with it. And a lot of times for homeowners, especially homeowners who are trying to, do their own home, they will get some samples and put the samples on the wall. And throughout the day, you can see at different light sources throughout the day, you can see the exact color that you're going for. And so for interior designers, sometimes we play with colors enough, we automatically know this is going to work for that room.
Amazing. That entire world is amazing. Now, I bet a lot of people are trying to wonder, Laquita, how do you balance everything that you do? How do you do it?
So I wouldn't say balance because I can't give my studies the same attention at the same time as I do being a principal or interior design. Like I can't give all of them equal attention, same amount of attention every day, because there's going to be something to take precedence. Full-time, I am a full-time student, of course. Yes, I'm a full-time principal. I'm a full-time interior designer. But typically from 6:30 in the morning until about 5 in the afternoon, I'm a school principal. And so I have to focus on the teachers that I'm managing. I have to focus on the kids that they're managing. And so that's my role during that time. Everything after that, before 6:30, after 5:30, I can do interior design, I can do schooling. So what works for me, I have to write everything down. So I work out a weekly plan on what I want to see happen every day. Even I plan out my content for Instagram. Like I have to be that precise. So I would get up at 4:30 in the morning, work on my interior design, my clients for about an hour. Then I work out from 5:30 to 6:30 and then start getting ready for work and then leave out and head to work. So that works for me. And now if I take a lunch break, then I can work on maybe school related things. I can work on some additional client stuff if I actually take an actual lunch break while at work. But when I'm working as a principal, I have to dive completely into that. And then when I get home and I get off, it's back to interior design. The weekend, I try not to do anything related to being a principal unless there's an emergency, something that needs my attention. But Saturdays and Sundays, bless you, Saturdays and Sundays, I really try to delve into my full interior design. That's when I'm doing installs, I'm going to clients' homes, talking to them for if I'm doing an actual in-person consultation or I'm doing install of the furniture, like laying it out. So that happens on Saturdays and Sundays and after hours as well. So that's how I'm juggling it all. I just have to write it in. Now, meals being cooked, that's not happening around here.
Wait a minute, hubby not in there taking care of that cooking?
No.
It's been a lot of ordering out.
It's been a lot of DoorDashes, right?
I feel.
And we will, and he can cook, I can cook. My oldest son is here with us. He can cook as well, but they all think I'm supposed to be the one that cooks. So that's why we DoorDash, everybody picking up something to eat, and bringing it home. And sometimes I was telling a client friend of mine this morning, I said, I kind of feel bad that I don't cook anymore. Like I used now when the boys was going up, I cooked all the time. Like we cooked all the time. But once they're grown or they're at the home, I mean, I don't do that as often.
Yeah.
And I'm like, Nate, you can cook too?
Yeah.
Like, we both can do this now because I got 2 full-time jobs and school. Help a sister
out. Look, now when you get home, it's like, okay, what we ordering today, y'all? What the menu
when one of us, that's exactly what it is. When one of us about to get off work, and what do you want to eat? Who gonna pick it up? Who passing something somewhere? But one day we're gonna get it together. Like after we get our routine down, you know, because I can crock pot a meal.
I got you, girl. I understand.
So we'll figure it out eventually. But right now, everybody's still living. Everybody's still healthy. We're good.
Laquita, this is what I want to know. Like with you being in the world of interior design, you know, that's a world that I'm not very familiar with. Is that a world that's heavily male dominated or heavily dominated by women, or there's a blend of both, or you haven't even seen which one it is yet?
Yeah.
You know,
so I haven't seen a lot. Well, it's a lot of women that are in interior design, but there are some men too. Actually, a good friend of mine who just we became really good friends through social media, and now that's become our accountability partner. He and I actually talk every Sunday about what we're planning for our content for the week in our interior design business. Like, I absolutely love him. We work very well together. So there are men on the scene, of course, but in my opinion, just from what I see and the people that, of course, that I follow, is more women dominated, but it's also more white dominated as well.
Yes.
And so, of course, with the whole Black Lives Matter that came about, then now people have realized, oh, there's some Black interior designers out here. There are. So, we're out here. And so now some of the Black interior designers are actually getting the recognition that they deserved years ago. They're actually being put in print. Actually, my mentor, I want to say she's been put in print 3 times just this month alone. But there are so many people now being put in print. So many people are being spotlighted for their work. Not necessarily, we don't want to be spotlighted just because we're Black. Here's a Black interior designer. But we want you to see that our work is just as good, if not better, than anybody else. So give us the same kind of recognition that everybody else got. If you're doing panel discussion, there's 6 people on the panel, do 3 and 3, like equal it out, balance it out, and not just Black people, but just people of color in general. So there are, people of other colors that are also interior designers. Let everybody shine in this space.
Amen. Now tell me about this contest you recently won.
Oh, Art by Design?
Yes, Art by Design.
Yeah, so Art by Design. And so my mentor, again, she was the catalyst behind the emerging designers for Art by Design. She worked with them on, so I guess I want to say it started in early 2019. Yeah, because I get my days mixed up now that we seem like the whole year.
I know, they just run together. They run together. Like, what day is it today?
Exactly. So it was in 2019. She did a contest through Art by Design, Art Memphis. And what you had to do was you had to create a mood board. Like, you had to think of a space. And if you could design it any kind of way you wanted to, you had to create a mood board for it. You had to create the floor plan for it. And then you had to post it to Instagram. And you have however many likes you got or comments you got is how you won. So based on how, so that was it. So once I did my mood board, once I did my floor plan, I had to submit it to them, but I also had to put it on my Instagram. And then I just constantly promoted it. I was like, look, y'all, I'm entering this contest. I need y'all to get on my page, like it. I need y'all to get on my page and comment. I was telling all the teachers at the school. I said, look, I was in a faculty meeting. I remember we closed the faculty meeting. I said, before y'all go, you have an Instagram, open it up now. Look for me. I'm Laquita Tate. They found me. I said, okay, this last post, I need you to like it and put some kind of comment. So they did that. And at that same time, I had to go for a training in New Mexico, Albuquerque. And so we were there. Anybody I met, you got Instagram?
That's how you do it.
I kept talking it up. And I had, oh my gosh, when I say it was an overwhelming experience with the support and the people that reshared it. Like, they were sharing it. Hey, go follow her. Go, even if they didn't follow me, you didn't have to follow. I just need you to like and comment.
Yeah.
And so from that, actually, it was 4 of us that became emerging designers. And so with the experience, we didn't have to. So with the art by design, typically the interior designers will pay for a space. So you have to pay for the space, and you have to pay to have all your items brought in. You have to, pay somebody to, maybe if you do wallpaper, install the wallpaper, pay somebody to install your light fixtures, all of that. Well, emerging designers, we didn't have to do that. Art by Design, and my mentor who was organizing it, she got us with another interior designer here in Memphis who was willing to allow us to pick out whatever we needed for our space, free of charge.
Amazing.
And because this interior designer was also part of Art Memphis, she actually had paid for her space. She had to bring her own items. She was willing to allow us to just have our items on her truck, and she was going to deliver them because we were going to be at the Pipkin building. Mm-hmm. So she was all this was free of charge. And it was just a great, great experience for all of us. David Quarles, Brandon, Cassandra, and me. We are the 4 emerging designers that won the contest. Yes, thank you. That won the contest. But of course, because of COVID, it did not happen. It did, we didn't end up being able to bring it to fruition. But on next Wednesday, Mad Week, we are going to be on Mad Week with the moderator, who again is my mentor, who was the organizer for Art Memphis. We're going to do a panel discussion on the future of interior designers. So because we weren't able to actually do, Art by Design because of COVID, we're doing this other platform through Mad Week, and that's on next Wednesday from, I want to say 12 to 1 is the time. So I've been promoting it on my social media platform.
Well, that's good. You still get to, utilize social media to, recognize that you guys won and, move forward with talking about the future of design. So that's amazing, Laquita. Look at you. I remember liking that picture. I was like.
I'm like, y'all share this. Come on. But yeah, and I want to say, well, I know I did. I had the most likes and comments, but there were some very close contenders.
Look, they came through for you.
It really came through, and I appreciate it. Yes, that really came through, and I appreciate it so much.
Wow.
It was
fun.
Know
what? A lot of people may think in their mind, I have this space, I'm going to try to take a stab at it, but I really would like an interior designer. They may think that you guys are really pricey. Is that just, something in my mind, or is that true? Or
so
does
some people, some people may feel like I don't want to pay for that service, but you really, in my opinion, and I can't talk about what people pay for. Everybody pays for what they want to pay for.
Right.
So it's whatever's most important to you. So like I may buy a lot of clothes and pay for a designer bag where somebody else like, I ain't paying for that, but you may go and pay for that for a car. It just depends on what you want. And I don't think it's expensive, in my opinion. Not if you want a certain look. If you're a type of person that design is just not your thing, and there's some people, it's just not my thing. I don't know where to start. I don't know how to put this stuff together. I definitely say reach out to an interior designer, even if you don't use them for the full install. You can do a consultation where in the consultation, we do share some suggestions with you. So you can take those suggestions and you can run with those, and you can do how you want and create your space the way you want it based on our suggestions. But I don't think that it's expensive at all. I think you just have a budget, and if your budget only allows you to do one room, then just do that one room, and then when you save up to do another room, just go from there, because we don't have to do everything at one time. It can be a slow process, and it can be incremental. Gotcha.
Yes, so you're working with budgets around here.
We got to work with budget. I'm not trying to get anybody put out of their house and home. Okay.
Right.
I want to do your room, and then you can't pay your mortgage.
Okay.
Because you done paid me.
Gotcha. Now, Laquita, what do you do to get some rest and sit your butt down somewhere? Do you do that sometimes?
So I've had some friends like be on me and like, you really need to just rest. Like, I'm just concerned about you. I'm fine. I know they're concerned about me because I'm taking on, all of these tasks, but I'm fine. Like, I love every single thing that I'm doing. I love being a principal. I love being an interior designer. I love being a student. Like, these are things that bring me joy. It can bring me heartache too. So don't think that everything is just peaches and cream all the time, because managing adults at a school, demands of state law and the district, that can get a bit challenging. Even if you got interior design, you got clients that, are demanding or not seeing your vision. That too is challenging, wanting you to constantly revise something. And it takes a lot of time to put a room together. Like, the sourcing part of interior design probably takes the most time, where you got to sit and find all of these things for the client and put the room together. Then you send it off to them and they approve it. And then after they approve it, then they like, oh, hold on, well, I saw this chair. I want this chair instead of this one. Like, you got to take time out to go and look for that stuff again. So a lot of interior designers now put in their proposals, I'm only gonna revise one time. So if you come to me a second time, I'm not gonna be able to do it. This is what we agreed on, because it's a lot of time.
Yeah.
But those are some of the challenges that come with both of those jobs. Being a principal and that. And then school is fine just because it's self-paced. So it's all about about what I'm doing.
Amazing, amazing. Well, I have learned so much about you, Laquita. At this time, we're going to do some hot questions with Esco. I'm going to ask you a few questions, and you're going to have to tell me yes, either this or that, okay?
Okay.
Don't get nervous now.
I'm not. Okay, I got you.
Okay, hold on one second.
Okay. You did see.
Yes, okay, but before we get into them hot questions, you still didn't tell me how you unwind.
Yeah, so what I started doing, well, actually just started this Sunday, is I took a bath, Ina. Like, I got on the computer like 7 that morning. And of course I took some breaks in between, but I was pretty much on the computer from 7 to 8 that afternoon. And I said, you know what, enough, pull back, you need to decompress because you got work starting on tomorrow. And I took a bath. I ran me some bath water. I put my little bath bomb in there. I put my little, all my little essential oils and my Epsom salt. And I just sat and I relaxed. I didn't have any wine, because I know people like, get your wine. I didn't have wine, but I had the barge on. And I just relaxed for a moment. And I don't get enough opportunities to just sit still, but I'm going to try my best on Sundays to that's how I'm going to decompress. I'm going to just push away from whatever it is I'm doing, at least between 7:30 and 8:30 at night. And I'm going to try to take a bath, because of course, typically we're taking a shower. Most people, they might just like showers, and I'm fine with that. Mm-hmm. But taking a bath and just relaxing and just being able to sit with your thoughts. I mean, I'm just looking up at my black ceiling, get my bath. I'm like, oh, this is really pretty, or, just things like that. Or, oh, look at my light fixture, just trying not to really think about much and just be in the moment. So that's what I'm starting to do. And then other times, just being able to talk to your friends sometimes for a little while to just get away from it all, or having dinner. I've started trying to have dinner with Nate, even if we're doing DoorDash. And put my phone to the side so I can really be in the moment and have a conversation with him. So those are some things that I'm just really getting into to just try to decompress for a moment.
And it can be hard putting that phone to the side, like totally don't look at it. That can be one of the hardest things to do.
Yes, it's extreme, because I could say, okay, let me put this up. I need to get to work. And then the next 5 minutes, I'm looking back at it. I'm like, no, put it up. Go put it on the charger. Get it out of the room with you. I can really get work done. I can get more work done if I put the phone up, but I'm always trying not to miss a text, miss an email, somebody said something to me on Instagram. I need to respond because I'm trying to keep my engagement up. Like all of those type of things. It can be a bit much, but I can be much more productive if I just push away from the phone at times.
Yes, and you said you sit in the tub and you like, oh, that light fixture, I like that. Are you the type to always change up what's in the house? Are you changing it up constantly?
So, Ina.
And Nate like, girl, stop.
He is the one that said, why are you buying something new? You're going to change it in 2 months. Like this.
See, he know. I can pick it up. I'm going to change it. That light might be better. That color, that texture.
Yes, I'm that person, especially now that I'm really, really in it and invested in it. I do change it. I'm not a seasonal person, so like I don't change a lot of stuff because it's fall or because it's something like I don't have a summer throw or a summer pillow. Like if it's a pillow that I love, I'm typically gonna love it throughout the seasons. But I will, if I see another pretty pillow, not seasonal, just a pretty pillow, I will purchase it as well. So I have some pillows that I have put up that's stashed away for now, and I'm using some other ones, and I can switch those out just if I want to change up my look. But I will change it. I don't know about every 2 months, but
Hey, you in that world, so you gotta, do what you gotta do. Ain't nothing better than your house to play with. You know what I'm saying?
exactly. I can't do it for clients' homes. I can't go back unless they hire me back. Now you hire me back, I go back and change it all up.
Okay. Now let's get into these hot questions with Esco. I'm gonna give you 2 choices and you tell me which one, Laquita.
Okay.
All right, you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, which one do you prefer? Would you spend your time doing all day if you could? Teaching or designing?
You wrong for that.
I know the answer though.
Designing. I love teaching. I do. If I ever have to go back to the classroom, I happily go because I absolutely love kids. But designing, I get carried away and I get lost and just sourcing things for clients, putting rooms together. Like that's, at this point, that's my passion. That's
your passion.
Something that brings me less stress.
Yes. Okay. I knew that was the answer. I knew it. Okay. Now, when you are, out there shopping for your clients, trying to design a look, which one of these do you go to first? Do you always go high end or more so thrift or a combination of both?
So I would say a combination of both. Yeah, a combination of both, because you don't want your home to look like a store. You want your home to look like it's lived in, and most people don't have like shiny things in one room all together, so I wouldn't do that. So it's going to be a mixture of both.
Okay, gotcha. Now, when you are designing, what is your favorite part? Do you focus more on? Is it the colors or the textures or both?
So it would have to be both again.
Okay.
So when I pull in the room together, of course, I'm thinking about the colors, but I'm also thinking about the texture and the pattern play in that particular room and how well they're going to all go together. So I can't do one without the other.
Gotcha. Okay, teach me because I don't know, honey. I might have to get a budget together for you to come and hook my.
Come on, Ina. I do your home for sure.
Yes, I would love that. Okay, last question. Which one do you prefer, summer or fall, and why?
Oh, I absolutely love summer. I absolutely love summer. You can go to the beach. You got that sunshine. It's just the days are longer, meaning the light, it doesn't get dark early. So you can be outside to 8:30 before it gets dark versus the fall and winter. Once it starts changing, it's getting dark at 5 o'clock. It feels like you got to go be in the house. You can't run to the store. You can't, so the summer for sure. Then you have summer vacations is what people are typically taking vacations. It just seems like you have a lot of fun. You can eat out on a patio in the summer. In early fall, of course, you can do that too. But we know that it starts to get cold and those things shut down. The beach is going to be shutting down soon. So I'm definitely a summer girl. I don't like it to be too hot. Like Memphis is extremely hot in the summer. I like it to be pleasant. But summer all day, and my birthday is June 1st. So
you a summer baby. Okay,
yes.
I see it. Now, thank you for answering my hot questions, but you made me think about something that is obvious. Although you're into interior design, let's talk about Laquita's, design as far as your fashions, honey, because you bring it each and every time. Now,
thank you.
I guess it kind of coincides with interior design too, like how you develop your look. Now, could you describe your style for everyone? Like, what does Laquita like? Because, we never know what we're going to get with you, but the finished look is always bomb. So tell us about that.
So, of course, I can go from a business suit to some biking shorts. So
yes, you can.
Like, it's just, I dress for the occasion. Dress for the weather. I wouldn't say I have one specific style because if it's something that I like, I just like it and I put it together. I have clothes that I may have had years ago that I put with something that I just recently got. So I mix, old with the new. I do like oversized blazers, things of that nature. I do like jeans. I like to, dress down. I like to dress jeans up, but we're not wearing heels these days, but in past, I would put on heels, a nice blouse, some jeans to go out to dinner with a clutch purse. But I love sundresses. I love backless sundresses as well, straps. I love shorts. But then I love my business suits when I'm putting them on, or dresses with a blazer on top of them. So I wouldn't box my style in. It's just really, really what the occasion is, and then what I'm in the mood for.
Yes, because we love every look you give. Even today, you're giving me yes.
It's pump working for me today.
How long have you been natural?
Oh my goodness, I want to say 5 years now.
Just 5 years?
Yeah, I think so.
I would have thought you've been natural longer than that. I would have thought you've been rocking the natural for a while, but I know you're loving it.
Yeah, I do. Well, it may have been. It may be longer. It's maybe 6 at this point. It may be 6. I love my natural hair, and I said I would never say never again, because I did that with school, but I can't see myself ever going back to a relaxer. That's just me. I love the texture. So I like texture and design.
Yeah.
I like mixing things in design. So with natural hair, I got my texture. I'm so used to now my hair being big. That's why I didn't really, that was the second time I've ever had my natural hair flat iron. The second time, and that's because I don't like flat hair. But I went to a different person this time, and she actually did a wonderful job. But my hair is so thick, it automatically started swelling back up the moment I walked out of the salon. So it doesn't last on me, because my hair is extremely thick and it's humid in Memphis. But I did like it because she gave me volume. So I absolutely loved it. And we'll do it again. Maybe I'll try it this fall, winter, just because, it's not as hot outside and muggy, and hopefully converts. Convert, but I love it. So we'll see. I thought about dreads, and so I'm not
you can rock them for sure.
Yeah, so I thought about that, but then I'm like, I like big hair. So so I have started wearing some 2-strand twists and keeping those up, so I can see if I can play around with the look a little more. I just got to be comfortable in it.
Yes. Well, Laquita, you can rock anything. You can do anything you want to do. We are behind you 100%. It has been so wonderful to get to know everything about you on the Verbally Effective podcast. I can't wait for everyone to hear this. Laquita, thank you so much for being my guest today. You are amazing, lady.
Oh, thank you, Miss Ina. I appreciate you for having me on. And of course, I'm watching you. You're doing some great things as well, sis. You. So keep doing that. Keep doing what you're doing. And thank you so much for having me. It's been fun.
You're welcome. Now, I want you to let everybody know how they can follow you on social media and keep up with everything you're doing in this interior design world.
Yeah, so hit me up on Instagram. Please engage with me on Instagram. Hit me up in my DMs. My name on Instagram is Quita Tate, QUITA TATE. And then if you want to check out my website, if you're interested in my business and hiring me, hire your girl, okay? My website is Laquita, LAQUITA, Tate, TATE.com, and click the work with me page and fill that out, and then I give you a call. We'll have a discovery call, but you can also check out my portfolio on my website. You can check out my blog, because I am a blogger. So check out my blog and all that through my website, but also on Quita Tate. You can go through the link there as well.
Amazing. Laquita Tate, thank you so much for being my guest today. You keep up the amazing work. I'm gonna have to hit you up, let you know what my budget is, and we're gonna get the house together, honey. And congratulations on the contest, on opening up the new school with Alcie. I gotta come and see how you put your touch on it over there.
Please come and see me. I'll be there. So please, I would love to walk you around.
I am definitely. Mr. Rona not gonna be here too much longer. I hope and pray.
Right. I know. I hope it'll be over, because we need to go to lunch or do something.
Yes, for sure. Let me know if you want to do that and get you some downtime. So get you some downtime.
Exactly.
Honey.
Yes, ma'am. It's coming.
I appreciate
Thank you, Ina.
you enjoy your day. I know you got things to do. And once again, congratulations on everything, lady. I love you.
Thank you so much. Have a great one.
You too, lady. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.